Shalom, welcome to Hatikva News. I am Hope, and this is the podcast where we provide accurate information. International and meaningful dialogue discussing a wide variety of viewpoints to help facilitate a thriving community. Please like, subscribe, and share. See you soon. Yes. So, hi, happy Sunday, everybody. Here I have with me Miss Maly. Is that how you say it? Maly? Oh,
Yes,
Maly
Maly.
Shir. Yes. Awesome. Okay. So, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
First of all, thank you for inviting me. This is so amazing to be here with you. So thank you very much. This is my first podcast.
Well, thank you for coming. It's a joy to have you. And you're coming from the Dominican Republic, yes?
Yes, exactly. Just let me know if you can hear me good enough, or you need me to change my microphone.
So I can hear you. We just have a little lag going between us, but that's okay. We can make it work.
Okay, so I'll try without the headphones. I hope now it will be okay with the delay.
Perfect. Okay, sounds good. So, how are you? How has everything been for you the last month or so?
Like everybody, we're trying to live a life when you are constantly have so many thoughts, so many moments that you're crying, that you are sad, frustrated, thinking about everything that happened and everything that happens each and every day, thinking about our boys and girls, the kidnaps that were kidnapped to Gaza, and thinking about them like each and every moment. As a mother, I live it like daily with my kids, because each and every time when I hug them, when I'm with them, when we are playing, when they are crying and they need this moment with mommy or daddy, then these are like the hardest ones, because I'm thinking about those kids right now in the tunnels of Gaza with the worst people around them, with those monsters, and you're thinking about them. Is there anyone there that gives them food, comfort, a hug? And now it's cold in Israel. The winter started, and there is rain, and so you think about that as well. So being far away from Israel right now, when everything started, it was so hard. We live in the Dominican Republic. We love our life here. It's very calm and it's different. And then October 7th hit, and it was Friday night here, because of the time difference.
Mm-hmm.
And on those moments, I was sitting in front on the television and watching the news live when everything started, the moment it started, and I didn't sleep that night, and the nights after as well. And it's hard, you can't help, you don't know what to do, and you feel hopeless. You want to help, you want to be a part of it. I'm 40 years old. Who will take me to the army right now? There's no way. So I was like, okay, how can I help? We started like brainstorming, thinking about what can we do beside crying, beside you feel like you don't want to get out of the bed in the morning. I'm guessing everybody was on the same feeling, and you need to do something. So I was trying to think about, okay, the first thing I need to do is hasbara. I don't know the word for that in English, but I think hasbara, everybody Jewish and Israelis all over the world knows what it means. And we start doing that. We
I had
started.
a conversation with Ellie yesterday about hasbara and how there isn't really an exact translation. He says that he doesn't really like the word as much as we need it. He doesn't like the word because he's saying it means to like explain. And it's true. We're having to explain. We're having to tell our side of the story, which is the truth, but we're having to get that truth out there. And so, yes, that hasbara is very important. And it's felt like the only thing I can do too. I'm here in America. And I had the same thought. I'm 33. I had the same thought that morning. What can I do? Should I go back to Israel right now? And I spoke with a lot of people and they said, no, like we need your English. We need you in the hasbara war. We need you online. We need you doing this, getting out the right information. So just doing all we can do right now. And so, yeah.
Totally, because we have two war zones. We have two. We don't have only one. We have the one in Gaza. We have the one in Israel. We have the one in the north of Israel with everything that's happening right now. But we have another one, and it's the world all over in the media. What can we do? How can we communicate and help Israel? Not only explaining, showing is my hasbara, showing, like you said, the truth. We know what is the truth. We know the things, the horrible things that happened. And I think in 75 years that Israel is a country, this is the first time that we can see that the world is with us. We still have a lot of people against, but this is the first time that they can see, that they can feel what happened to us, because everybody can relate to women raped on the field.
Well,
People can
sadly,
relate.
there's women that aren't. You know, it used to be Me Too. It used to be
No,
believe
it's not
everyone.
Me Too. It's just me. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
You
it's
are
horrible.
so right.
It's
You
horrible.
saw the movie? You saw the movie, the short movie they made about the Israeli come to those Me Too women with the shirt saying I'm with you and everything like that, and she comes and she said someone raped me. She crying. Did you see it? When they
I
told her,
saw it and I
wait,
posted it
he
on my
was speaking
Instagram
Arabic.
today.
Okay, so
Yes.
you saw that.
I
This
saw it and I
movie,
posted it on my Instagram, and anybody watching who wants to go see what Maly is talking about, it's on Hatikva News Instagram. I reposted it this morning, so it's one of the first ones up there. Yeah, no, it's horrifying. And then at the end, an Israeli woman comes and says, my child has been kidnapped. And they say, well, are you or your child Israeli? Sorry, we can't help you. And the truth and the sad fact of the matter is that is the reality. That's exactly how it feels. That's exactly how it seems. And, you know, everybody wants to free Palestine. The chant really needs to be free the hostages. Free the hostages. So, yes, and of course, believing the women and believing the GoPro footage that Hamas posted themselves. They posted themselves doing these atrocities and these horrible acts. And for some reason, people still don't believe it. Somehow that too is propaganda. It's like,
yeah.
no, believe what you see. It's with your own eyes. They're telling us themselves what they're doing. It's balagan.
Yes, and also we have the Red Cross, which is supposed to be for all children all over the world, UNICEF for all children all over the world, the UN, which is supposed to be for all children all over the world. And now that we can see, they are for some children, not all of them. No one reached out to see our hostages. No one reached out to give them food, medicine they need. We have people over there that has diabetes. We have kids over there with horrible allergic, like threatening lives allergic, that they need their medicine, they need to feel safe. No one went to see how they treat them. I'm not even talking about releasing. I'm speaking just be human. Go and see them, demand to see them, demand the list, demand who is there, what they need, send them medicine, send them food. No, they don't do that. Right now, when I'm thinking about how cold they are, and do they have what they need? So where are you? Where is all those people that saying we are pro human rights, we care about human rights? But you can see, Hope, that this is only one side. It's only one side. Think about the UN. The UN has two organizations for kids, one for all over the world and one only for Gaza, which is UNRWA. How can you explain that? How come in Syria, I don't know, 100,000 kids were killed? Anyone thought about them? People know how many people died in Ukraine, in Tibet, in all over those places, all over the world, when are horrible things happening. Congo and so many examples. But no, only when Israel is in the picture. Why is that? So this is part of our job. This is part of our job. What you are doing right now, this is amazing, because you speak to people, you show different opinions, you show what we can do and how can we affect, and showing the facts. Because it's not only, okay, let's speak our opinion, because showing the facts also, because you have your opinion, my opinion, but only one fact. We know exactly what happened in October 7. And those people, like you said, that are saying it isn't true, it didn't happen, those are the same people that saying that the World War II didn't happen, that the things that happened in the Holocaust didn't happen, that the thing that the Nazis didn't happen.
You know, it's you're right to a point. Some of them are probably the same Holocaust deniers that you're talking about. And I think some of them are also probably people who believe that the Holocaust happened, yet still now don't want to believe this. There is a cultural brainwashing that has been happening. And I haven't wanted to interrupt you, but if you can turn your camera just a little bit, or even yourself, so you're kind of right in the middle of the page. There we go. Now we got your whole face. I keep trying to fix it in and out. So now you're fully in. We have to see your whole beautiful face. But yes, you're right. There is a serious problem. And I loved what you were saying. You have so much good information. Keep talking. But I just do want to point back to what you were saying about how there's so many atrocities happening all over the world. And where are the marches for those people and for those children? You know, there's only news when it's about the Jews.
This is so true. And you know what? I'm sick of it. We are all sick of it, because it's not right. Our kids, okay, they were taken from their home, from their bed with their pajamas, some of them with no clothes. I don't even want to think about the horrors that they did to them before taking them, the thing that they saw, because a lot of those kids doesn't have parents anymore, like Abigail, which is 3 years old, and she is there. She doesn't know. Maybe she doesn't know that her mother and father were killed by Hamas. And she has a brother and a sister that are waiting for her. And she's alone in Gaza. And she's one of the examples, because we have almost 240. So what I'm trying to do, and this is what I came here to say, is regular people, we have a lot that we can say, and we have a lot that we can do. A lot of people think, no, I need to have a special camera, or I need to have a special microphone, or no, you don't. You just need to open your camera, to open your Instagram, open your TikTok, or whatever, I don't know, your Facebook Live, whatever you want, and just speak, just talk, just speak up, show photos, show movies, and like you said, you repost. So I will repost what you did, and this is the way to get all over the world. So just don't be shy. Just open your camera. Just speak to the world, whatever language. It doesn't matter if you speak French, if you speak Arabic, if you speak, I don't know, Spanish like I do, whatever it is, just speak up. We need English. We need all over the world people that can speak different languages and can do hasbara for Israel.
Yes. So to your point, I do just want to let people know I use an app called Record It, When you go into your app store, you'll see it. It's a red square with a little video camera. I've been using that for a while now just to record everything. Even initially, October 7th, 8th, 9th, when things were happening, I was just recording everything because I didn't want it to get deleted or lost. Like, I wanted to make sure we had like a memory bank of everything that was happening. I still use it now to share other people's videos. There is a way on Instagram, and I tried it once. It takes a really long time for it to repost. I'm looking at my phone right now trying to find what the app is. It's escaping me at the moment, but there is an app that you can use. Oh, it's called Repost. Duh. And it allows you, it's a separate app outside of Instagram, and it allows you to take the Instagram and use the repost. I find that it takes forever, especially with long videos, to do that. So for me personally, record it works best, but whatever works for you, it's a great way to just like keep sharing the videos, the images, the voices, the messages, and it's really important to get it out there, even if you only have 5 followers, if you have 1,000. To your point, actually, what's really disappointing is there's so many people that have millions and millions of followers, and they either aren't saying anything or they're saying the wrong things. And yes, we all have freedom of speech, but I think it's very important to make sure that what you're speaking is the truth. I mentioned to Ellie yesterday, it's like screaming fire in a crowded place and causing mass chaos. That is actually one of the things here in America that is not considered free speech. We do have free speech in America, but there's stipulations on what that free speech is. And that includes no hate speech. That includes, like, you're not supposed to be inciting violence. And so all of these things that are happening right now, to me, are not the definition of free speech. And they're most of the time dishonest speech, and most of the time are causing mass chaos. Now, if people want to say free Palestine, yeah, I also actually would love to free Palestine from Hamas. You know, we did a lot of work in 2005 by removing all of our people, all of the Israelis from Gaza. And it was destructive to the Israeli people and to our government. The choice that the Israeli government made to remove our people from Gaza was ultimately for the higher good, we thought. Okay, we give Gaza to the Palestinians. We will remove all of our people. And a lot of people don't know this. We also unburied our dead people. Not one dead Jewish soul was left in Gaza in 2005. We took everyone with us. And it was a huge controversy. And the people there's videos, I believe I've reposted too, of Israelis screaming and crying, literally being dragged from their homes by the Israeli army. Yes. So it's like, well, what did we do that for? Well, I think still
we did that, and 2 years later they chose Hamas for their government.
Well, and so, that's another question too. How much free will was given in these elections, and were there really elections at all? There's the argument over the internal battle in Gaza between Fatah and Hamas, and how Hamas ultimately took over. And so, yes, it is their governing body. Yes, that's who governs Gaza. It's obviously not good for the Gazans. It's not good for the Palestinian people in Gaza. They are corrupt. They've taken all the money. There is nothing for the people in Gaza because the two head leaders of Hamas One's worth $5 billion. The other is worth $4 billion. And for all the Swiftie fans out there, Taylor Swift has worked her entire life and has just now reached $1 billion. So these two leaders of Hamas, a terrorist organization, who are supposed to be governing the people of Gaza, have accumulated mass amounts of wealth living in Qatar. Their families are safe, their children are safe, and they
Private
have left.
jets, hotels, resorts, amazing houses, pools, everything.
And
When the
what is
people
for
in
the,
Gaza are in a war.
yeah, and what's for the people of Gaza? You know, what do they get? And so there was even that interview, I'm forgetting his name now, but another leader of Hamas who said, well, it's the UN's duty to take care of the Palestinian people.
He said that this week. And you can see that schools, you can see hospitals, you can see houses where they have bombs and missiles and weapons and guns inside these hospitals, inside these schools, inside these kindergartens, parks, even an amusement park. The military, the IDF found there a lot of weapons and missiles and things that Hamas left there because they took the most of it. This is what just the things that they left behind. We don't know all they took in the tunnels, but this is absolutely, it's something you can't even imagine. When people hate their own child, hate their own kids, they don't mind if they get hurt. They use them as human shields. They use them as a protection. It's not like us. We use the military to protect the civilization, the people of Israel. Not only the people of Israel. In Israel, we have Christians, we have Arabs, we have Muslims, we have people from Thailand, like 30 of them inside Gaza right now. This is absolutely something you can't even imagine, the way that they think, the way that they work. The human brain can't even capture, you can't even imagine. Sometimes I'm going to sleep at night and I'm thinking maybe we all going to wake up and see that all of that was just one big huge nightmare. This is what we want to go back to October 6th. We want to go back in time. We can't even believe. And you know who suffered the most? Women. Always women suffer the most in each and every war, in each and every attack. The women are the first to be raped, to be abused. We saw pictures that the brain can't even imagine what the eyes are seeing.
It's burned in my mind, those pictures.
And I didn't want to see. I didn't enter Telegram. And what you said before that you recorded, this is so amazing, because you know what happened? At first, they put everything in Telegram because they were so proud about the horrible things that they were doing. They were filming. They put things on Facebook Live even, and then they started to eliminate, because a few days after the attack, they saw that the world is going with Israel. They saw that the world is speaking about Hamas is ISIS, Hamas is Bin Laden, Hamas, all that stuff, and they were starting eliminate from Telegram and Facebook, TikTok. They started eliminate everything. So people like you that recorded are helping the history, because in 20 years from now, we are going to need to explain all of that again and again and again, and to write it in the history books.
Yes. Yeah, no, they got all the backlash from their Arab counterparts saying, what the F did you guys do? What are we supposed to do now? You stupid idiots recorded all of it? Delete all that. Delete. Rewrite history. And they're trying. They sure are trying. And sadly, there's so many Westerners who are repeating this rhetoric. They are rewriting the history with them. I mean, if you've seen some of these pro-Palestinian marches, the people, what they think there, what they're spewing is absolute and utter nonsense. It's nonsense. Ideas
Ignorant.
that I don't even want to repeat on YouTube. But it's pretty much just gaslighting and the reverse, the opposite. Saying whatever Hamas did, Israel actually did it. And it's insane. It's with the proof. They already put the proof out there. They already showed the world who they are. But nobody wants to believe it.
I'm thinking that I just saw today, we had a Zoom of hasbara, 2 hours, and we talked about, we saw the all the reviews and everything, and most of the people in the world, like 70%, 80% even, are not for Israel, but they are not against us. We have a lot of ways to make people see the truth and be with us. A lot of people are in between. Sometimes they are here, sometimes they are there. We are not supposed to waste our time with those people that are, okay, free Palestine, and they doesn't even know what they are talking about, okay, with the fake map and fake facts and false news. We can't do a lot with those people. They are already very against. But we have the majority, the people in the Arab world, in the West world, all over the world, that they don't have the facts and they don't know about the war a lot. Because if you think, you and I, how much do we know about what happened in Tibet or in Syria or in Congo or in Ukraine? Not a lot of people knows how many people died over there, because the people, we listen to the news, but we forget. And it's not the everyday thing that we see on the news, because the news are changing each and every day. What we need to do is talk about the kidnaps, talk about our kids, men, women, elderly, and disabled people that are inside of Gaza right now. This is the focus. This is what we need to talk about. This is what we need to show the world, to keep printing the flyers and hanging on everywhere we can, and to get it on different platforms, and to talk about that all over the media, like you do on YouTube and different medias. This is what we need to do. This is what we need to be focused. We need to get them back home safely. I really hope so, safely. But even the ones that are already dead, Israel, like you said, want to have everybody, even the bodies, everybody. We want to have them in Israel.
It's very important in Judaism, and whether or not you're Jewish, as long as you're Israeli, I mean, and like you said, there's many internationals that are hostage as well. It's very important to have the bodies, alive or dead. It's very important to have the bodies, and it's a Jewish cultural thing, and it's also a Christian cultural thing. It's many different religions that bury their dead. There's prayers over lost souls and closure for families to say, okay, here is my son or daughter or grandmother or grandfather or father or mother. They're at least home now. And I pray to God that they come back alive. But if they're not alive, we still want them back. We still need to do DNA testing depending on how badly tortured they've been, and make sure that we have all of our people accounted for. And when we started this show...
Sorry, I just wanted to say they took Arabs as well. They took people from supposedly their family. This is absolutely
right. They took everybody. It didn't matter to them what ethnicity you were, what country you were from, what religion you are. As long as you were inside of Israel, you were the enemy. And that's still the case. that's still the case. Nobody's talking about the fact that they're just still shooting rockets indiscriminately. They're just still shooting rockets. Many rockets every day. So,
Every day.
Hamas doesn't have food or water for their civilians, but they have rockets. And one of the
More
reasons
than
they have
10,000.
rockets and no water is because they pulled up all of the water pipes to make rockets.
And they used it. Yeah.
So, this whole thing about, and I mean, we don't necessarily have to get too far into this, but this whole thing about a ceasefire, it's like not only do they have our people, but they're still shooting rockets at us too. And they killed 1,200 people. So they need to return the hostages and they need to give themselves up. I saw a great meme. Somebody wrote, "They come fight our civilians and our warriors come fight them and they hide behind their civilians," or however that was written. And it was just so beautifully said. And it's so true. So,
True.
everybody wants to call them.
Protect the people of Gaza.
Yes.
And they shooting them. On the first day when they did the humanitarian hallway, so the people of Gaza can go from north to south, Hamas killed them all. The soldiers are saying they were waiting for people to come down with their families. No one walked that day in that hallway because they murdered everybody on the way and blocked the way and bombed the way. Not a lot of people knows that.
Just to clarify, they had their own Hamas Gazan police blockading that road that you're talking about. That safe.
Yeah.
IDF created a safe exit strategy for people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like a hallway.
And the Gazan police, Hamas, whatever you want to call them.
Hamas. It was Hamas.
Yeah. But I just wanted to. Hamas, Gazan police, they're all one entity, right? So they were blockading the road and they were telling people, go home. And if anybody, to stay home. And if anybody tries to leave, we will shoot you. And yes, they were shooting people. And so some people were like, well, I guess I'll go home. I can't leave. So, then it did take the IDF a little bit of time to reorganize and figure out how to do this. And so, but then they were able to create that safe passage and finally get people moving.
With tanks.
Yes.
We didn't have any choice.
Yes. So, the hasbara war. Yes, and the hasbara war is so true because then people are posting that the IDF was shooting the Gazans.
Not true.
Not true.
False news, fake.
It's just every single thing is reversed. It's backwards. It's like we're living in upside down world. It's madness. It's crazy. And so, Israel can do everything they possibly can, and it's always going to be turned back around, upside down, on top of us. We're always going to be wrong. But, there's that great Maya Angelou. Not Maya Angelou. Oh my gosh. You know who I'm talking about. That great quote, we can forgive them for killing our children. We can never forgive them for making us kill theirs.
Yeah. Yeah, and Golda Meir said, today...
Golda Meir, thank you.
The day they put down their weapons, there won't be a war anymore. But the day that Israel will put down their weapons, they won't be Israel. And this is what the world needs to know. They are not giving up. They keep on getting worse because this was the worst thing that ever happened since the Holocaust. And we can't lose. We already lost. The October 7 was but we can't lose this war. We need to win, and Israel is doing everything she can so less people will get hurt on the other side as well. But obviously, in a war, things happen, and we can't deny that. This is the reality. But Hamas is the one to blame. Hamas is the one to start all of that. And we need to remember on October 6th, there was a ceasefire, and
Yes.
they didn't obey to that. I don't know how to say it in English.
They
And
broke
they
it.
always do that. They broke it. They always do that. Remember what happened with Adar Goldin, which up until now we don't have his body to bury in Israel. So many years since 2014 in Tzuk they broke the ceasefire, and they killed men. They killed our soldiers and took bodies. And a year before that, they killed a 4 years old kid in Israel with a missile that hit their house. And when we're actually a ceasefire, and they broke it. They always done that, and I'm sure that now they are going to do it again. I'm sure.
Yeah, that's what they do. They ask for a ceasefire so they can restock, they can get their ducks in a row, and then they're like, all right, let's go. Let's do it again. Because
Exactly.
and when we use the word they, I want to be really clear that we're not talking about the Palestinians as a whole. We're talking
No.
about their corrupt
Hamas.
terrorist leadership, their government, and that is they. Hamas is they, and they have said themselves out of their own mouths that they will keep doing this over and over and over again until all of the Jews are wiped off the earth. So
Exactly.
I'm not sure what the ceasefire talk is all about. Now, I do have friends, Jewish, Israeli friends, that are also asking for a ceasefire. People feel very badly for what's happening in Gaza and to the Gazan people.
Yeah.
But also, what are the real numbers? Obviously, there are people dying. Obviously, there's people displaced. Yes, it is sad. It is bad. But what are the real numbers? We don't know.
Not near close to what they said, because people need to understand the numbers that Hamas gives are always higher than the truth. And another thing, among the people that are dead, there are thousands of terrorists that Israel needed to get them eliminate, because those are murderers. Those are the most dangerous people on earth. Those are monsters that need to get eliminated, and we have a lot to go for, because they have thousands of terrorists inside of Gaza. And we need to remember, I'm sure there are a lot of people in Gaza that are not worse thinking, or they are not terrorists, they are innocent. I'm sure of that. But we can't forget that on the day of the attack, a lot of people from Gaza crossed into Israel, which makes them terrorists as well, got inside the houses in the kibbutz, in the Otef Aza and all the areas, took kids from their houses and entered with them inside Gaza. They used a lot of violence. We have pictures, we have videos, and we have people applauding and dancing and doing parties about our 1,400 dead in Israel and the kidnap and everything that happened. So not everybody is innocent, because if you and I can agree about something about the Jewish people, no one in Israel or the Jewish world will be happy about killing kids on the other side. Never. This is not us. This is not the Jewish religion. So we are not happy, never, about things that happens on the war. But they are not like that. They are not like us, and they are not like the West. And the West needs to understand that they are next, because we can see what is happening in the world. Every every propaganda, every march that the Free Palestine people has with the Islamic extreme people goes to violence. We saw that what they did. They took out American flags and put their own flags. They did violence stuff all over the world, and we saw shooting. We saw violence. We saw what happened with in LA with someone with Israeli flag, where they killed them by violence. So we see that. We see that all over the
Yes,
world.
that man. Yeah. So actually, I saw an update today that the perpetrator of that attack, the murderer, he has been arrested. His bail was set at $1 million. So that's something. That's something. Yeah. The violence that is happening is not going to free Palestine. So the way forward in all of this is not for anarchy, it's not for mass chaos, and it's not for genocidal chants. You know, they're saying that we're committing a genocide, which we aren't. The Palestinian Arab population in the West Bank and Gaza combined has quadrupled in the past 50 years. And what they are suggesting from the river to the sea is a mass genocide of Israel.
Exactly. And people are screaming it in the streets without even knowing what it means. And the worst thing is to see and hear the LGBTQ community speaks out for the Palestinians, for Gaza, for Hamas, and they don't understand they can never live in a place like that. They will never be accepted in a place like that. And a flag of the community can never be inside Gaza, which right now our army went with the flag, with the community flags, which is amazing because we have a lot of gays in the army, which are doing an amazing work. And the only place all over the Mediterranean when gays can feel free, happy, march, dance, live their life, have kids, is in Israel.
Yes.
So I can't understand all those people like queers for Palestine. I can't even understand that.
It doesn't make sense. So I think part of it is they feel like a minority population. They feel like they've been underserved. They feel like they've been oppressed. And so they want to help free the Palestinians because, quote unquote, the Palestinians are oppressed. Well, listen. So, yes, let's free Gaza. Let's free Gaza from Hamas. And if the queers and the LGBTQIA plus community want to walk around with signs that say free Palestine from Hamas, I will walk side by side right next to them. Because yes, of course, great idea. It's a great idea. But there's something missing. It's not matching where what these people are feeling and what they're chanting and marching, it doesn't correlate. It's not, like you said, it's not making any sense. And it's almost, they don't understand that it doesn't make any sense. So, yeah, also, too, you're seeing these people rip down posters of our hostages, of our missing people. Wow. I've noticed a lot of them are, and I don't want to say a lot, but several. I've noticed several who prefer, most likely you can tell, I don't want to make generalizations, but you can tell that they almost prefer the pronouns they, them. So you have all these people that want to be called they, them. They take it very seriously. They're very sensitive. They're very upset if somebody calls them by the wrong pronoun. Yet, they are tearing down posters of hostage children, hostage grandmothers, hostages in general. But it is especially deplorable when it's children and grandmothers, and it's it's crazy. And so they are so sensitive that they need to be called the right pronoun, and I will call you your correct pronoun.
Yeah,
whatever
me too.
pronoun you want to be called, I will respect that. I will call you that. I respect whoever you want to marry. I respect whatever religion you want to study.
Totally.
But we don't get that same respect in return. You can't then respect our people and our lives.
But you know what, Hope? Those people could easily place whatever they want on the walls. They can print whatever they want and put on the walls. You can do that. But tearing out other flyers, like you said, elderly, babies, kids, kidnappers, hostages. How can you do that? Where is your heart? How? It's violence. It's absolutely violence. And we can see that in Canada and in different places in the world. They are putting fines to the people that does that, watching on cameras. So we can see that someone is trying to do something about it. But it's unbelievable. Do what you want. Are you pro something? Do what you want for the pro. Why use violence against people like you and me, putting out those flyers to make awareness, to get them home, to bring them home now, and you come and you tear it out and you take it down? You know, people started to put Vaseline and baby oil so they can take it out.
Genius.
Amazing. So
we are very
creative.
smart
Yeah.
people. We're very smart people.
Smart. Oh my God. But they
So-
were so smart on the October 7. Oh my God. Oh my God. How they can do that to us.
Yeah, just it was horrific, an atrocity. I'm really glad that we talked about it and shared our thoughts. I do want to ask
Yeah.
you a bit, what exactly like you have been doing, and any advice that you have for other people around the world on how they want to help Israel from abroad, if there's anything that we haven't touched on.
A part of like donations and stuff that people can do in their community, because one of the things that we did is to pay for plane tickets for soldiers that needed to go to Israel, Americans and Canadian and from different sides of the world. So you can help with money and the community. You can make activities and get money for a nonprofit in Israel to help for all the families that don't longer have houses, they don't have home, they don't have stuff, they don't have clothes, they don't have toys because Hamas burned their houses. So you can help them, you can help kids. There's a lot to do with money part, but there's a lot to do on the hasbara, on the world. Open your camera, repost, talk, commenting. Something that don't comment bad and pro-Palestine, bad for Israel and pro-Palestine videos. Never comment, never share, never do anything. Just report, which is very important, report, and comment on pro-Israelis videos.
Yeah, let me just clarify that also as well. Don't get in arguments online with people about your position versus their position. It's really not helpful. We've seen this spoken about in a lot of hasbara WhatsApp groups. You know, don't exaggerate the problem. Don't agitate these people. Just stick to the positive. Even though what we're sharing isn't always good news, share it with good intent, and yes, keep sharing the truth and share the horrible news and the horrible stories, but don't be active with people that are harmful. And it's also really important to take care of your mental health right now. You know, this is a lot of heavy and hard work, and so the less that you interact with the negative, hateful people, the better. And I do just have a note for some people. If you really want to start doing this on your Instagram, you can go into your settings and you can either do no comments at all, or you can do like approve comments, or you can do comments only from people you follow. Now, I started doing this because I was getting a lot of hateful comments on my videos and my pictures that I was putting out, and it was really bad for my mental health, like having to see all of that. So I highly recommend just going into your settings on Instagram, Facebook, even YouTube. Here on YouTube, if you're YouTubing even, there's a place that you can go in and you can write every word that's not allowed in your comments. And I spent about 20 minutes writing in every single word that I don't want to see pop up on here. So, do whatever you need to do for your mental health and take care of yourself. And at the same time, there's lots to do and lots of ways to support Israel. And what you and I can do, what Maly and I will do, Maly?
Yeah.
Maly.
Maly,
I want to say it right.
You say it amazing.
Okay. What Maly and I can do is after this video, we'll go in and we'll add some donation sites, some links that, are approved and that we've vetted. I can think of like 5 off the top of my head. So we'll make sure to add some links at the bottom of the video. Yes, some legitimate ways to help the people of Israel if you have the financial means to help. And if you don't have the financial means to help, you can just share videos on Hatikva News. I've posted so much stuff. Share something, share a video. And later today, I am going to do my first I'm going to debunk a viral video. There's a video out there right now that I saw today, this morning actually I saw it, and I was like, I got to do something about this. So I'm going to debunk that video later. It's going to be the first time I debunk a video. So get creative. Just do whatever you can and try to have some fun with it, even though this is all pretty horrifying. It's pretty horrifying.
Totally.
Yeah. So anything else on your end that you'd like to add or say?
Just saying that, first of all, thank you very much for inviting me. About the comments, I can say that, remember, first, you don't need to read the bad comments. You don't need, like you said, protect your mental health, protect your heart. But remember that all those bad comments help your video to get to more people. Help it, because they comment and the algorithm doing its work. So just don't read it, escape from it, and you don't need to comment those people if you don't want to. But if you do comment something positive and everything that we are learning to do, then this also will help your video to get and reach more and more people, because this is how those platforms work. And just try to open your camera, speak out. It doesn't matter if your English is not that well as mine is, because mine
your English is great.
No, it's not. It's like
it's good.
Half, because it's not my first language, because my first language is Hebrew, and in Spanish as well. I'm not like the best Spanish speaker, but I'm trying to do the best I can and to put.
You're amazing. You're amazing.
Thank you. And I want to say another thing for everybody outside of Israel. Please try and reach out your media in your local country, in your local hometown, in your local neighborhood. There's a lot of local channels, and try and reach out to get interviewed by them, because I did that a lot since October 7th, and those videos reaching a lot of people. And then you can share it, and on your channel, you can share it with different countries and different places. Just go on to the media, speak up, talk, show photos, show videos, because remember that when Israeli ambassador speaks, it's not the same as someone like you and I, which are like normal regular people. We don't have agenda, we don't have propaganda, we don't have something like official. We're just people that are worried and knows what happened, and now we should speak up, not only on our TikTok and Instagram and YouTube. We need to talk on the television, on the radio, on the papers if they are still existing. So we need to do that. We need to do
So,
that as well.
so quick question: how did you get in touch with your local media?
I on the same day that everything happened, I started reaching out on the WhatsApp group of the mothers of my friends. Who do you know? Who do you know? A journalist? Who do you know? In what channel? Who do you know? And they started sending me, oh, I know a journalist, I know a cameraman, and I started to get to producers and started to speak up in my case it's in Spanish, and I used those links and those videos to show it in different Latin countries and in Spain where they are speaking Spanish speakers. But amazingly, the best thing is English, because English is all over the world, and English is in India, which there are a lot of people. English is in the Arab world as well. Even though we don't speak Arab, we can speak in English and the Arabs understands. So this is what we need to do. We need to go to the media and then share those links of those videos speaking in the media. So go ahead, do that. It will help Israel, and it will be amazing because we know the truth. We know that we can share it and to talk about it. And I want just to finish with hoping and praying for our hostages come back home safely.
Amen. Baruch Hashem. And just so everybody knows, they can find you at only.the.truth23 on Instagram and reach out to you. And
it's my new Instagram. I just opened it. I need help. I need people entering and follow and comment on the videos, because something happened to the other Instagram and my Facebook as well. So I needed to open a new one without my photo, just information about Israel. So reach out, enter, and I would love this help.
And I did put it in my story as well. So it just loaded. It took an hour for that to load because I actually was trying to promote us before this video started, and it just loaded. But so now if you go to my stories, if you're already following me on my stories, you will see her Instagram tagged as well as this video, which now you've watched. And go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, do all the stuff for us, and share this video. You know, women's voices matter. Jewish voices matter, our lives matter, and we are just two regular women out here in the world trying to spread peace, love, hope, and get our hostages home. And, you know, God willing, the people of Gaza can be happy, healthy, and thriving one day too.
Exactly. They should use the money for better things.
Yeah, they should get the money in general. They should just get it. You know, this $40 billion, the Gazan people never got. They never got it. The Hamas leaders got it. So, thank you so much. I hope you come back again. Come back and talk to me again.
I would love to. You are amazing. Thank you very much for everything you do.
It was amazing meeting you. And I will do the log out video right now for everyone.